Plaintiff Elizabeth Bennett is suing her neighbor for the cost of a mobile home, a security system, and emotional distress. Elizabeth claims she caught the defendant sneaking out of her garage in the middle of the night and creeping around her house, so she had him arrested for stalking. Defendant Arthur Haveman denies trespassing on Elizabeth's property or harassing her, and he's countersuing for attorney fees because he claims Elizabeth had him arrested for false and frivolous allegations.
All right. The plaintiff is suing her neighbor for the cost of a mobile home, a security system, and emotional distress. And the defendant, Arthur Haveman, is countersuing his neighbor for attorney's fees. Elizabeth, state your case.
I looked at this man as a second father. I did. So we were pretty close, and I trusted him.
So what happened?
It took us this long to figure out what kind of perverted, hoarding, deviant, malicious guy he is. We moved in around 11 years ago. A lot of strange things started happening. Mm-hmm. Things would be moved around in our garage. Tools would be taken. Footprints would come from his home to our windows.
It's like CSI. You pouring concrete into the footprints. What are you talking about?
In the snow.
Your Honor, all of those reports were taken down, and they're in police reports, and there were animal tracks.
That's a lie.
The police responded to those complaints, and they were determined that the prints were made by animals.
Do you have that police report?
I don't.
I don't.
Who are you?
I'm the homeowner. I'm her mother.
You're the mother? Stand up. What is your name?
Sharon Bennett.
Okay, you said you don't. So
we don't have a police report concerning that. In March of 2007, we had human footprints coming from his property.
You have a police report on that?
No, we didn't call
Then sit down. All right. Now, what else are you complaining about?
Well, what happened, I started working for them. I started my own cleaning business.
Okay.
And I started cleaning for them.
Them meaning the defendant.
The defendants.
And who are you?
I'm his wife of 22 years.
And his wife, the two of them?
Yep.
All right.
So I started cleaning for them and did some cleaning of the blinds. And I opened the blinds and let some air in because it was musty. And a few hours later, he came over on his golf cart and screamed at me for opening all his blinds.
I did not do that.
Judge?
Okay, I have a witness.
Yes. What do you want to say? Stand up. What is your first name?
My name is Lori.
All right, Lori. What do you have to say about this?
I have to say not necessarily the blinds, but we have drapes in our bedroom, and I like the drapes closed. And when she would clean, she would leave the drapes open. I asked her to please do not open don't leave the drapes open, to just please close them.
Okay.
That
All right, so
conversation
that's
was between
Untrue.
those.
She has never talked to me about that.
I don't care if the drapes are blinds.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I quit a few weeks later, and that's when the really deviant, malicious behavior started happening. One night, I came home from work, and I came downstairs to get a bowl of cereal in my panties and a t-shirt. And I heard a phone ring outside the window. So I reached for the light. I jumped for the light, turned it off, and went and woke my mom up. And we sat up and we waited for a little while, and he walked out of our garage.
You were in the garage?
No, ma'am.
You're in your underwear and a t-shirt eating cereal in the middle of the night. You hear a cell phone and it's not yours or anyone in your house.
It's right outside the kitchen window. So
right outside the kitchen window. Is the garage outside the kitchen window?
Yes, I have pictures.
Very, very close, like 8 feet from the house.
Thanks. You just added to her case, but thank you.
I want you to be aware. You're going to need to know this.
I need to know it? Okay. So do you call the police?
No, not at this time.
You're scared to death. You're crying about it in my courtroom, but you didn't call the police that night?
Yep. And I woke her up and we talked about it.
Mom, why didn't you call the police? Stand up. Did you know it was him?
We saw him come out. So
did you open the door and say, what are you doing in my garage?
No, he took off.
No.
He took off.
Why?
Running. I don't know why he took off.
Well, so why don't you call his wife and say, what's your husband doing in my garage? I got a young girl here.
It's 2:00 in the morning.
So what? They woke you up.
And I heard if you confront somebody like that, they're more
If you
open
confront
to
them, you know
attack.
So we started
They
locking.
might attack?
Well, yeah, if they've been caught.
Have you ever been arrested for assaulting anyone?
I was never arrested before this for anything.
Okay, sit down, Mom. Okay,
So-
what's the next thing?
A few weeks later, my nerves start to go down and I'm starting to feel safe again. My mom goes out to smoke a cigarette at night. I'm not aware of what time because I wasn't present. She walked up the driveway.
Okay, wait a minute. It's hearsay. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Mom, you're here to say
I've
it.
got
Let's
a
hear it.
tall ornamental zebra grass, they call it. It grows 6 foot tall at the corner of my garage.
Right.
And I come out the door, I pass that zebra grass, and he takes off out of the zebra grass. And at that corner of the garage that meets the back door looks up into my daughter's bedroom window. Okay, so That's the second time we've caught him outside. So that's when we changed the locks in the garage and I got outdoor lighting. And I think, okay, now he knows, we know he's going to stop, but it didn't. It escalates. And he's confrontational. And if I go over to, I'm sorry.
Did you call the police, Mom,
We
when he
did
jumps
call the
out of the
police.
zebra grass? Were you in the
No, it
zebra
was the
grass?
day
Not in the
after.
zebra grass, Your Honor.
You're not in the grass. You're not standing outside the window at 3 a.m.
No, ma'am.
But they're saying that you are.
That's right.
Okay. What's the next thing that happens?
October of 08, somebody breaks into my car. Well, attempts to. The alarm went off right away. We called the police the next day.
So you finally call the police in October.
Yeah, for the car.
Somebody
the
tried to
next
break
day,
into the
not
car.
at night because I didn't want to wake up my daughter.
What makes you think it's him?
Well, I don't think it's him for sure.
You didn't call the police because you didn't want to wake your daughter up, and you don't know if it's him, so drop it. What do you know that he's done? This is about evidence.
Okay.
Prove to me what this man has done.
Okay. We were ordered to put up no trespassing signs.
By whom?
The police. And we
Police
were
ordered you to put up no
advised-
trespassing?
Advised. And to
They
get a
advised you.
personal protection order and to get security systems and everything. So we did all that. He went and he tore down all of our no trespassing
Did you
signs.
tear down the signs?
I tore down the no trespassing sign that was placed on my tree on my property.
Did you put the no trespassing signs
No.
on his trees?
It's,
Nope.
it's our trees.
you did.
Prove to me that it's your tree.
I'll be happy to do that, Your Honor. I will give you a legal survey
Where's that?
Do you have any kind of
that
court order?
indicates.
Yes, I do.
Give me a court order.
Where's the tree?
Thanks.
Three dots, not the judge.
Where's the trees? All right. Split rail fence, split rail fence. And
The
which
property.
tree? Where's the tree? Tell me when
The
to
trees
stop.
are the little X's.
The stars?
Right.
Yes.
They're very close to the property line, but they are clearly on my
right.
property.
There were no trespassing signs taken down off our stakes on our side of the property line. If
But that's not
what
the
he wants
issue.
to.
The issue is whether or not you put no trespassing signs on his trees. You said you didn't. He said you did. He showed me a survey that looks like you did. But I'm not going to accept this survey. You know what I'm going to accept? An order from a court that says it is clearly proven by unrebutted testimony of an expert surveyor that no trespassing signs are clearly put on his trees.
Okay,
What
Your
are
Honor.
you talking? Do not come into this court and perpetrate a fraud on me.
Okay, Your Honor. I understand.
You know what? This is an order of the court that says it's his trees. Enough on that. Move on. What else?
He called me regarding the no trespassing signs after he had been advised
Why are
by
you
the
calling her?
police.
Your Honor, I've called.
You're coughing and
I
you're
made
looking
an
down.
attempt-
Why are you calling this
I
woman?
made an attempt to call Sharon Bennett. I didn't get through to Sharon, so I scrolled down my cell phone to Elizabeth, and I said, Elizabeth, but I didn't get through to Elizabeth. I got her
All
voicemail.
right, you called
I
about
left
the
her
trees.
voice.
I have the police report stating that he was not supposed to make contact with me.
You have an order of protection? Let's see it. Now, why did they arrest him?
Because he was contacting me after he had been told several times by the police to leave us alone. He contacted me. He was arrested for stalking, a misdemeanor charge.
Has been peeping in our windows, stalking and coming and going, breaking into vehicles, which you just said to me in this courtroom you can't be sure he did because you didn't even see him. Trespassing, intimidation. Are you trespassing on their property, Arthur? Look at me.
I was not trespassing on their
Did you ever
property.
go on their
I have
property?
never been on the Bennett's property at any time uninvited, and I will not.
Stand up. What do you want to tell me?
Your Honor, I have.
Not you, her.
Oh, I'm
You're
sorry.
already standing.
This says
Letter,
why the order was issued for stalking. Here's a copy of it. It says it's because he took the no trespassing signs down off our property and that he called and left a message, non-threatening in nature. I can give you the rest of the report that says that said, please do not put the signs on our property.
Witnesses, sit down. You're suing him for a mobile home, and you're suing him for what?
Okay, so I got a security system with that. I went and got that, got a dog, got the mobile.
And he
I
should
moved-
pay for the security system?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe he should for the way that he's been perpetrating on our property. I have a child there. I have my mother. I
All right.
feel
And
very
what else are you suing
unsafe.
for?
A mobile home that I purchased for my uncle to stay in on the property line, like just over on our side on the property line, to make sure that I get in my house safe every night.
All right. What do you have to say to all this?
April 20th of 2009, the stalking charge was dropped with a noli prosecute.
They were dropped?
I
Yep,
never.
The prosecutor called me and said that there was they couldn't get any other evidence for the jury to believe that he would be guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So,
But he was
within-
arrested for stalking, and there was a null pros.
And it was an null
Yep,
prosecution.
after.
And the plaintiffs were charged with false and frivolous allegations.
You have those orders, hand them up.
I do.
All right. And what are you suing for, Arthur?
Attorney fees in this case.
How much?
I have excess of $15,000 with me.
$15,000?
Excess of $15,000
sorry.
that I
Get
have with
yourself
me.
a new lawyer. These are tough times. You shouldn't have to pay $15,000 for this.
Yes.
It's a null pros. What did your lawyer do?
She charged me lots of money.
Obviously, get a new lawyer. Okay?
with you
I
on
mean,
that.
really. A null pros, for those of you in the courtroom, simply means that the prosecutor said, there's no evidence here. I'm not going to prosecute this case. So what did she do for you for $15,000? Don't answer that.
Send
That's
me
a
a lot of
rhetorical
bills.
question. The issue is whether or not the defendant is liable to the plaintiff for the cost of a mobile home, the cost of a security system, and emotional distress that she says that she suffered as a result of all of this stalking that she has described to the court. The counterclaim by the defendant is alleging that, look, if anybody has suffered extreme emotional distress, it's me. And by the way, as far as I'm concerned, this was a malicious prosecution, and therefore I am entitled to money. The plaintiff is alleging all kinds of stalking, which culminated in various police reports and in a stalking charge. The defendant was arrested. The claim that I had to get a mobile home to protect myself when at the end of the day, a judge has found that they trespassed on his property by putting signs on his property, when a judge has found that there is no evidence to go forward with the stalking, and when a judge has found that her allegations are frivolous, according to the evidence handed up to the court, even the request for a security system in a mobile home is beyond absurd. You have not backed any of your claims against this man with evidence. You didn't call the police when you should have. You don't have any pictures for all these security systems and everything else you've got. You've got nothing showing this guy was in your zebra grass, in your garage, or anywhere else. The only thing I know for a fact is that you're on his property nailing some signs. As far as the court is concerned, there is no cause of action for you to sue her for attorney's fees. But what I can tell you is this. Stay away from her. Don't go anywhere near her. Both of you lose at the end of the day. Your claims are ridiculous. And if I could, I would hold you in contempt for them because he has suffered a great deal. And you get yourself a new lawyer. There are a lot of cheaper ones out there.
So a former person that used to live there had witnessed him bringing home prostitutes at night.
No one in the neighborhood that I'm aware of has ever had a problem with me.